Welcome to the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. I'm Mark Ramone here with Tobey Soul LaRoche, and you just heard Rodney Jones with The Groove Master. And we started off with a tune by Charles Mingus, arranged by Cy Johnson, and performed by the National Youth Orchestra, Fables of Faubus. Let's go to Rodney Jones, born in New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah, this song was a lot of fun. It's a the players on it. You got Jones on the guitar, Will Boulware on piano there, Benjamin Brown on bass, and Eric Harland on drums. And the first thing I noticed about this tune was definitely the guitarist Rodney Jones's guitar tone is so smooth, it's so nice. And
Mm.
then the comping of Will Boulware on the keys there is just so dynamic and fun. You don't always hear a pianist be quite that playful. And I loved listening to this tune. I really loved it from start to finish, and it's kind of short and to the point for a jazz track, which in
Mm.
itself gives it a bit of a standout quality. It packs a lot in a very short little segment.
Yeah, I like the way it bounces around from instrument to instrument and while
Yeah.
maintaining that hip, groovy beat.
Oh yeah.
So, Rodney Jones is an American jazz guitarist who worked with Jackie Baird, Chico Hamilton, Dizzy Gillespie, Lena Horne, and as a band leader. And he is cited as a jazz guitarist who uses modern quartal harmony. And Jones is a faculty member at Juilliard. So we started off with I wanted to play when I found out that Cy Johnson, who was born in New Haven, Connecticut in 1930, did some arrangements for Charles Mingus, and I started listening to some Charles Mingus tunes, and this one really popped out for me. Loved Fables of Faubus, but it's kind of tricky because it was released in 1959, but Cy Johnson didn't meet up with Charles Mingus until 1960, so he didn't arrange the original version on that album, but the song was re-released a couple times. Different versions were released because the original record label was not happy with the lyrics that were in the song. It
Hmm.
was kind of an angry protest song originally.
Yeah.
It turns out Cy Johnson met up with Mingus, and he really respected how he could arrange songs. He had been working with others before that. He started off working with Count Basie. His first arrangements after going to law school in the 50s, he started working for Count Basie and later sold some to other great jazz artists. But Mingus liked his piano work and invited him to go on tour with them. Back then, if you think about it, the music that the musicians are reading from when you're on tour, you got to hold on to that music. It's not like you can just run down to Staples and print off another copy. Back then in the 50s and 60s, you have somebody who could write out the music. And Charles Mingus was known for like sitting down with the musicians and just kind of vocally conveying to them what he wanted their parts to be for each of the instruments. But some people needed like something written down. So that's when Cy Johnson came in and actually wrote note for note on the scale for each of the parts for each of the instruments.
Yeah, and size version is it's for a big band too. So you have the original recording that's like I think a septet or something like that, and now you get it translated into this massive orchestra of instruments, and it's such a cool translation of the song.
Mm. So yeah, so this was the National Youth Orchestra performing this in with their it's a big band sound, and I love all the horns, and it kind of reminds me when I was in high school and we'd perform pieces like this, and it just sounds amazing.
Yeah, I loved it. This even without the lyrics, which by the way, it's worth going and checking out a version with the lyrics too, because it's an
Mm.
example of that kind of protest song, similar to things we've played recently that they should be outdated lyrics, but unfortunately are becoming more and more relevant again today. So check out that version too. But and the original Mingus version is great as well. And I love, even without the lyrics though, I really love the story that this song very clearly tells. Like it's a very dynamic song. There's so many ups and downs. and so many different sections of the tune. I feel like just totally transported listening to this, no matter which version I'm listening to, frankly. And I love those like sped up moments. It's like, oh, we're moving, we're in the city, we're moving, and then it like switches into these really chunky, broken down moments, and it's all just so playful and fun, um, and yet is really addressing some very real things at that time, you know.
Mm.
So it's really a testament to the incredible players on this track, and of course the wonderful arrangement by Cy Johnson. It's a wonderful, wonderful track.
I loved it. Like you said, it was playful and it's got that like stereotypical 60s vibe to it. Like some of the show tunes I really love from the 60s have that vibe. But I wanted to play this. I wanted to play something by Cy Johnson where his contributions were working with, one of the greats like Charles Mingus. And I think it's important to show that sometimes great artists are great because of the people they work with.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all in this together, man.
Yep. All right, so let's go to our next block, which is kind of like folk punk.
Yep.
We've got the Can Kickers, but we're going to start off with Tim Eriksen. I wish all the wars were over.
Me too.